Hello, and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm Dan, the teacher.
I'm Morg, the student.
And today we're going through more of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is it's some real Looney Tunes stuff.
Real goofy shit. Yes, we watched you watched episode 9 and 12. I watched episode 9 and then half of episode 12. But,
yeah, that should be enough for this. I don't have any particular bit of preamble to say here, so let's hop right into it with episode 9, Mama Robotnik's Birthday.
Oh boy. Mama Robotnik is a character that shows up for the first time, and she's depicted as this big, lumbering version of him, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like Robotnik, but a woman, but also has a mustache.
Funny Robotnik in a dress.
Pretty much.
Although it is very clear, she is, she's only she's only mistaken for Robotnik once, and then it was like, oh wait, no, Robotnik turned himself into a girl, maybe? So it's fine.
I guess, yeah. It's definitely a Looney Tunes joke.
Yeah, for sure.
So, the episode starts with, Mama Robotnik basically just Hulk walking her way into Robotnik's lair, and she immediately takes command of the situation. She explains that she has escaped from the Mobius home for really bizarre mothers, and today's her birthday, and she wants Robotnik to give her a gift.
Yeah, she's busting, demanding a gift, and Robotnik, wanting to please his mother and seems to be kind of afraid of her, tries to do that. The gift being to destroy a forest, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's the national park.
Oh, yeah.
Robotnik orders Scratch and Grounder to get some special robots together to destroy the national park. We cut to Sonic and Tails at this location, and they see a bunch of robots shooting goop at trees that causes them to melt.
Yeah, they were calling it poison, but I was like, this is more like corrosive acid or something.
I didn't even catch the poison bit.
I mean, it's not that important. It does damage either way, so it's whatever, but and then Sonic takes one of the nozzles on the robot's hand and plugs it into the other one.
Yeah, and it shoots into the robot, destroying it.
And they do it he does it to both of them, to each other.
Yeah. After 2 of the 4 robots have been destroyed, Scratch and Grounder try to huddle together with the robots to form a plan. And then Sonic shows up, disguised as a robot repairman. He says that he's on order of Dr. Robotnik to repair the remaining robots. And he just, climbs in them and starts pulling wires and stuff. And, of course, Scratch and Grounder believe it. There's, a bit where Grounder's like, I know I'm going to recommend him to all my friends.
Yeah.
Eventually, Mama Robotnik and Robotnik ride the Eggomatic to the national park. Mama Robotnik is completely in charge of the situation at this point. And the group of robots are, attacking Scratch and Grounder because Sonic, I guess, hacked into them or something.
Sonic went, I'm in.
2 episodes in a row with Sonic hacking.
Yeah, she is not happy. She, takes complete control instead of just being do this for me. She's like, I have a plan. I'm going to trick
Yeah.
the small boy Tails into doing my bidding.
Yeah. Before that, there's like another plan they do where Scratch and Grounder try to like destroy a town with a big shoes robot. Just like it's like a mech body with just giant legs with cartoon boots on them. Sonic like distracts them by disguising himself as a game show host and promising that if they win they'll get prizes and loot whatever city they want, and they'll get a loot mobile. It's a bit.
The only prize they end up getting is a year full of water, and they drown.
Yeah, he just like shoots like a big tidal wave of water out from them from like a mystery door. It's at this point like Mama Robotnik is like beating Robotnik with an umbrella and decides she's gonna catch Sonic herself. So, like you said, she decides to trick Tails. Tails like sees Mama Robotnik crying on the side of the road, and he's like, "Hey, is that Robotnik?" "No, I don't think so. Looks like a girl." Mama Robotnik tells her that she lost her son, and then clarifies she means metaphorically that that he turned bad, and he wished he had become a lawyer. She shows Tails like footage of Robotnik causing mayhem, and then she shows baby Robotnik. I've posted this in the chat already, but and I am including in the show notes because it looks so weird.
Baby Robotnik is definitely something. He's very round.
Yeah, he's
In this universe, he was born large.
yeah.
He's got a mustache already, slightly.
Yeah. She explains that when Robotnik was a baby, he was a good baby, but when they moved, they lost Robotnik's Fuzzy Wuzzy, which appears to be a teddy bear, and like she begs Tails to get a Fuzzy Wuzzy back. She explains she's so old she can't make the trip on her own, and then like she specifically instructs Tails to leave Sonic a note with an address and to go to Pandemonium Pass. And so Tails leaves, and the second he's gone, she starts gloating. Later on, Sonic passes by and sees the note, and it says, "Dear Sonic, I have gone to Chaos City to save Dr. Robotnik's Fuzzy Wuzzy. P.S. Mama Robotnik says to tell you I'm going through Pandemonium Pass." And like, Sonic immediately realizes this is a trap. But like, whatever, if it helps him save Tails, he'll do it.
He's also like shown to be like smarter in this version, whereas like Tails is like young and gullible, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Coconut lures Sonic in with like free samples of Cajun chili dogs, and there's like a bit where he's doing a impression of Justin Wilson, noted Cajun chef in the 90s. He had like a show on PBS or something. The chili pot's a robot, and it attacks Sonic, and Coconuts is using a remote control to order around the robots. Sonic like makes the robot slip in its own chili and crash into Coconuts, and Coconut gets damaged enough that his head falls off, but he's a robot, so it's fine.
It'll be fixed. It's fine.
Sonic is like gonna eventually get to the pass, and like you said, this is an obvious trap. I'm gonna do it anyway, so. And Scratch and Grounder do a Wile E. Coyote bit where they try to push a boulder off a cliff. Sonic counters it with a trampoline, crushing Scratch and Grounder. And then the scene shifts to a creepy old mansion where Tails is tied up.
Yeah, it's the address that's on the paper, And Sonic's like, I saw this in like top 10 creepiest homes or something like that.
Mama Robotnik shows up. There's a man in a dress joke. Mama Robotnik is able to trap them, and both Robotniks are here. And Mama Robotnik sends out Fuzzy Wuzzy. And it turns out the harmless teddy bear was not its true form.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, and by bear we mean a two-headed robotic bear.
Yeah, it's the fucking NCR mascot. Sonic is able to tie Fuzzy Wuzzy to an electrified fence with a cable, thereby electrocuting Fuzzy Wuzzy. But Robotnik actually does genuinely care about Fuzzy Wuzzy, and he, like, begs Sonic to save Fuzzy Wuzzy and promising to be good, and, like, when Mama Robotnik hears that he's promising to be good, she's, like, angry at him, but, like, and then Sonic frees Fuzzy Wuzzy, and the Robotniks get a big cake thrown at them, and Fuzzy Wuzzy sings a legally distinct birthday song.
I didn't even notice that. Do you know why the Fuzzy Wuzzy threw a cake? Was it just because it was so damaged or whatever?
I think it's because it was, well, based on the episode premise and what happens next, I guess because it's a birthday gift. The birthday song itself is like, we wish you a Merry Christmas, but about birthdays. And then they get hit by an ambulance, and some mental patient security staff, like, haul off Mama Robotnik back to the home she was in.
Yeah, the home for weird moms or something like that.
Yeah. And Robotnik starts crying, but then he realizes, hey, she's gone. She's not ordering him around anymore. Sonic, like, tells Tails that he called the place up ahead of time to get ready for that. I think that's it for the episode. There's a Sonic Says bit that's just, plants and trees make oxygen, so if you live in a city, plant a tree.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how much a tree would help, but okay. Do plant trees. I'm not saying don't. Like,
That's pretty much it for episode 9, so we're hopping ahead to episode 12, Birth of a Salesman. The episode starts with Robotnik just yelling at Scratch and Grounder a bit about how bad they are at beating Sonic. And then this Weasel Man comes into Dr. Robotnik's house/lair, offering a solution. His name is Wes Weasley, and he's a salesman for, and I had to write this down, the HDSVADL, which stands for Handy Dandy Supervillains Appliance Distributors Limited.
yeah, like how, like very creative. No, it was hard to, I couldn't remember it all.
He's, like, doing a whole performance, and he's doing a bit of, like, the infomercial thing. And, like, the gimmick for this episode is he, like, offers them different things to help them beat Sonic, and Sonic overcoming them in various ways.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, like, he also looks kind of like a mole.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't look particularly Weasel-like.
Or, yeah, maybe weasel like, yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, there is a Sonic character who, from, like, one of the games, and more often the comics, who is a weasel and looks much more like a weasel than this, and that's saying something for a Sonic character. Actually, let me look up what a weasel looks like, because I'm... Okay, yeah. Yeah. He doesn't look like a weasel at all. Neither of them do, but... What? You know. It's Sonic. They only vaguely... Yeah.
It's stylized.
So, like, the first thing he offers is the Darkenator, which is a vacuum that makes everything up down to ankle height completely dark. If Sonic can't see, then he can't run fast, then they'll easily catch him as long as they're wearing the see-in-the-dark glasses that it comes with.
Yeah, I didn't get this part because I was like, aren't they supposed to have the glasses?
Yeah. So, like, when the whole bit happens, Scratch and Grounder were supposed to put on the glasses, but they didn't think of doing that until after they already turned it on, and thus couldn't actually see where the glasses were and put them on. Alright, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that, but I was just like, why don't they just do it? CinemaSins sting. No, but I just, that was me. But yeah, Sonic being able to like crouch down below the darkness is funny because they showed it from the beginning that it didn't go all the way down. They were also saying it was like it didn't work completely right or something.
Yeah, so, like, Sonic, like, just crawling underneath where you can actually see stuff, he, like, ties them to each other or something, and he, like, tricks them into running, and they trip and break apart, and that's that bit. Damn, I really need to figure out a way to pepper up this discussion. I'm not sure how I can, just describing Looney Tunes stuff in a very clinical way. I guess there's a humor to be found in that.
It's it's not that easy to like, because a lot of the charm of the cartoon is also just like the colors and the wacky animations and just like the timing of jokes and stuff, and like it's not the easiest to talk about timing, slapstick timing, um, because the Sonic's already kind of known for being like this guy that just like takes jabs and stuff, but it's like that on top of like funny Looney Tune physics. I mean, maybe we could do like I don't know if listeners have suggestions, let us know because honestly, it's kind of weird to. It's a lot easier to describe like another cartoon like Sonic X, which has like a through line and isn't funny, wacky. Yeah.
Yeah. The show is mostly just.
Well, coherence is being very nice, but yes. Being very nice to Sonic X. No, I'm just kidding.
After this whole bit, like, Robotnik just, like, rebuilds them, and...
Oh, this was the freeze... Wasn't this after the freezing bit?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, like, where I watched, too.
Like, Wes Weasley manages to weasel his way out of giving Robotnik his money back, and then he offers a new device. I think, like, his explanation this time is he can't get his money back because the device broke and you can't return it if it's broken. So the next one is the Freeze Banger, which freezes stuff. It's a freeze ray. Sonic and Tails are just, like, jumping around. I'm not sure why. To alleviate boredom, I suppose.
Yeah, they're playing leapfrog, I guess. Sonic can leap further because he goes faster.
Scratch and Grounder try to use the Freeze Banger on Sonic, like they both have, like, a freeze ray and they shoot him with it, but Sonic is able to jump out of the way and they shoot each other. And then they're like, oh no, we're frozen. So Sonic lights a flame by running very fast, and he he runs in a figure eight, and it sets the ground on fire around them. And the ice melts, but then they start melting too, and they're reduced to slag. This is when Dr. Robotnik repairs them. And I guess this is just the canonical explanation why they can get all this stuff happen to them. It's fine because they're robots and Robotnik can just rebuild them. So Wes Weasley still won't give them his money back because it was a pilot error, and Scratch and Grounder just messed it up because they were really stupid.
Also, he takes more money from them?
Oh, yeah. Robotnik makes Scratch and Grounder pay for the devices, and, Wes just grabs it. Then for the next invention bit, he provides the gravity stopper, which nullifies gravity and makes people float in the air. And it comes with pairs of grav boots, so you don't get stuck there too. They cut back to Sonic and Tails, they are just sitting there. Tails is really exhausted, and Sonic hates standing still, so he just starts running around in circles and stuff. Runs up one hill, then runs up the other. And then they get zapped with the gravity beam. Sonic has a variant on his catchphrase where he says, "I'm weightless." And it looks like they finally got it right this time. Oh, I want to mention this bit because it was interesting to think about.
Oh, what was it? I didn't see this part.
Yeah. I think Grounder says, "We've been waiting for years to get this done." And Grounder's like, "We were built 4 months ago." And I do want to point out that this is episode 12. So, in theory, each episode has been happening once a week. These episodes are happening in real time.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 12 weeks is 3 months and change, so Scratch and Grounder are gloating, and Sonic then figures out a way to trick them. First, he says, "Well, even if I can't run, Tails can still fly, and he can do it even better without any gravity to hold me down." And then he's like, "Oh, if only someone could, get up here and catch us." So Scratch takes off his gravity boots. And then, "Oh, if there was only some way to get your friend down. And he's gonna be stuck up here forever." So Grounder turns off the machine, and then Sonic can just escape.
Guess it was a pilot error.
Yeah, so then Robotnik threatens Wes Weasley because he's really sick of this shit happening. And Wes is able to smooth talk his way out of another refund. I don't even remember what he said. So finally, Wes offers one last device, the atomizer. And to demonstrate it, he shoots Scratch with it. And Scratch is just gone. And,
evaporated.
Yeah, and then Robotnik's like, "I don't want Sonic gone forever. I want to put him in a dungeon so I can gloat at him." So Wes reverses it and rematerializes Scratch so they can just do that. And then he then explains there is a mysterious red switch on the atomizer and nobody knows what it does. Better not use it.
Wink. Better not use it, wink.
Better make it hurt. Better kill him in one shot.
Except he doesn't want to kill Sonic. He wants to gloat at Sonic.
This time, Robotnik forces Wes Weasley to come with Scratch and Grounder to make sure they don't mess this up. So, this time, Scratch, Grounder, and Wes Weasley are hiding out in a cornfield, and Scratch gets Sonic, but he has the red switch flipped. So, what happens is Sonic gets a bunch of clones.
Gets a bunch of what?
He gets cloned a bunch. He gets like 4 clones.
Oh my god. It's just like last week.
There's more Sonics again.
Just like last week. No.
Yeah,
I can't hold all of these Sonics.
Yeah. Sonic.
Why can't I hold all of these lemons? Or limes? Whatever.
Sonic. Yeah, he orders his clones to like set the corn, to take some corn stalks and set them on fire with their like run friction thing. So the corn will all explode into a big ball of popcorn, and that big ball of popcorn sends Scratch and Grounder away. Like, just, they get knocked away in this big ball. So all that's left is Sonic and Wes Weasley, and, well, the Sonics, plural, and Wes Weasley. And the Sonics threaten to have Wes thrown in jail if he doesn't reverse them. So he does, and it works, and Wes is afraid that Robotnik's gonna, I guess, do horrible things to him. I don't know, villain stuff. So Sonic has him help him out with a grift of his own. Robotnik is back again to punishing the robots for being terrible at catching Sonic, and he's throwing stuff at them. And Sonic puts on another disguise. This time he's a shark salesman. And he offers a device, and by doing so, to demonstrate it, he uses it all on them. And this device does all the things the last few devices did. Like, they get frozen, they get swapped around, they get like, lifted up. And so, Scratch, Grounder, and Robotnik are all in ice cubes with their parts swapped around. Then Sonic takes off his disguise, gloats, and runs away. That's the episode.
Here's something to think about. Why... I did not even realize there were jails in this show. Because, I mean, I didn't think about it, but, like, you don't see, like, anything happening to, like, the robots, to, you know, to Robotnik. Like, yeah, I guess maybe he could, like, bust out of jail or whatever, but it's like, okay, dude, if you have all these devices, why are you afraid of jail?
Yeah, like, this world just seems like an anarchic wasteland.
Yeah.
But, we get as Sonic says, and it's Tails watching an advertisement for a toy called the Robo Dude, and it costs $100, and it'll do everything for you. And then Sonic tells the viewer that if it's too good to be true, then it's probably false.
It's a scam.
Don't fall for scams.
It's a grift. Don't fall for grifts, everyone. There's a lot of grifters in the world now.
Don't buy a juicero. Don't drink raw water.
God. Don't put bleach in your butt.
I guess that sums up the episodes. Why don't we go through some asks? We got a surprisingly large number of them.
Oh, yeah. Do we have any on Twitter?
I think we got something on Twitter. It wasn't quite directly a question, though. It's... Let me just find this. So, to get more questions asked, I sent out a quote retweet of our Ask question to my main blog where I said about baby Robotnik with 5 question marks. To this, Caramel Dancing Dancer at James Mason 108 states, baby man, little baby man, little baby 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 man, little baby baby man. That's it. So that's all we got on Twitter.
Nice. Thank you for your question.
It's more of a statement. I'll read off the Discord questions. The first one from Flutterdark is the picture baby Robotnik? How did he even get out of his mom being so fat? For a real question, other than chili dogs, what do you think Sonic would buy immediately if a traveling salesman had it? Mama Robotnik's a big lady. She'll be fun.
She can handle it. She's fine. But, so what would Sonic be tricked into? Do you think he would get a juicero? Do you think he'd try to juice a chili dog?
I think he would try to do that, yes. I don't know if he would necessarily buy one because I'm not sure if he has money.
True. I mean, chili dogs. He'd only buy chili dogs, like, honestly.
Maybe he'd buy, like, cooking implements to make chili dogs. Yeah, I guess he would get some fancy knives or something. James the Cat Girl asks, do both episodes actually have to deal with someone's birth? And a follow-up question, how did Sega get away with 2 whole episodes about birth? Not really. There isn't much birth in this.
Nope.
The first one was just a title playing on the movie, or on the play Death of a Salesman. And the other one, I guess, is about a birthday and about a baby. So, kinda, with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's about someone being a baby. No one got born.
Keith the Mouse asks, Sonic and Friends have gone through a lot of redesigns and art styles over the years. Do you have a particular favorite? Additionally, are there any characters you'd like to see get a redesign? You know... I mean, I think my favorite drawn Sonic... I mean, there's obviously Tyson Hess's classic Sonic. I could probably point to, like, Tracy Yardley's art of Sonic. I'm a big fan of Evan Stanley.
I don't know.
Oh, they're comic artists.
I don't know the different Sonics, but I do like the cute little Sonic in, what was the animation that came out, like, not that long ago?
Sonic Mania Adventures by Tyson Hess. Yeah.
Was it that? I thought it was, like, Sonic Mania.
Yeah, it was, like, Sonic Mania Adventures or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. And then, I like Buff Knuckles, just because I think it's funny. Even though he's a completely different character than regular Knuckles.
As far as, like, characters I would like to see a redesign, well, one thing when I read, the reboot era of Archie, one thing that was really fun was actually getting to see, like, characters from older Sonic media get redesigned to look more like a traditional Sonic anthro.
Oh.
Like, actually, an example for this show, there is, like, one panel where you get to see a Wes Weasley that looks more like a weasel.
Yeah, true. I'd like to see... I want to see what, like, a redesigned... Okay. I feel like Big the Cat has potential for redesign. Not to make him, like, smaller or anything. Like, I think he should be just as big, maybe bigger, but just like funny outfit. I don't
I
know.
would like to.
I think in general, I just also don't know Big that well. I just know him as like
Yeah.
the
But
Froggy.
now that I'm thinking about it, I would love to see, like, Big the Cat in an outfit that more reflected his, like, thing about he's a cat who loves fishing. Like, give him, like, a fisherman outfit or whatever.
Yeah. Yes. That'd be cute.
Let's see. Bean the Dynamite asks, that's a Discord user barrier trio. You have to babysit baby Robotnik. Sorry. What is the worst torment he enacts upon you?
Um, he uses the bear to give me a
Alright.
wedgie. I
I
don't know.
I'm gonna say he holds a coup and makes the house that I am taking care of him in a sovereign nation.
Oh my God. Baby Robotnik, the sovereign citizen. Oh no. Oh no. He just like
Yeah.
takes over your house and uses robots to
Yeah.
protect it from the government.
Uh,
What a terrible thought. Because I assume, like, these kind of cartoons make it so, like, even when the genius is a baby, they're, like, still really smart. So I feel like that's how Robotnik would be. He'd still be, like, baby genius.
okay. Uh, I think that covers it for Ask, so why don't we roll for next week? We rolled a 4, and 4 is for the UK comics, so we'll be reading more Stay Sonic. I'm actually looking forward to that. I've had a lot of fun going through that book. Eventually we'll get to, like, the comics proper. And one thing I've been trying to think about for a while is, like, where would I put, like, the UK... Like, there's other UK lore, like, there's chapter books and choose your own adventure games. Whether I would throw that in with, like, the comics, or whether I'd throw that in miscellaneous. I think I might put the CYOAs in miscellaneous and the chapter books in American, just because, like, my idea for the CYOAs is to just, like, we read through it and make choices based on what would be funny or interesting or whatever. So with that decided upon, why don't we take it to the close? Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcast, although we're nearing the end of my co-hosting, but wow, cool robot. A noise space podcast about Gundam, where we're watching 0079, aka the first Mobile Suit Gundam, and it fucking rules.
I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places, and you can find all those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. From there, you can find my Twitter. You can find the other 2 podcasts I'm on, which are Strangers Fiction, an actual play podcast, and Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We have finally started the Egypt arc. It's looking good. We have a new host who has joined us, Audrey. I highly recommend you listen to them. You can find my art blog, and you can find my comedy blog at Xbox_holiday, where I celebrate holidays with Xbox and Usher. And that's about it. So, as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He is the only blue life that matters.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.